So today, I would really like to take a look at Shadow of the Colossus, as well as explain a couple things, because I know it's been a while since I've been here, and I just want to remind anyone who still watches this channel that this is not a professional channel, man. If you're interested in professional work from me, and for some reason you don't know about it, check out my main channel. That's where my good game reviews go and things like that. It's worth your time. It is full on worth your time. Please trust me when I say, look at this. Look at this play. Well, hold on. This is just a movie scene I'm using. You can't hear any of it either. I'm not. But you get the idea. I do editing. I do voice acting. I do game reviews, bro. I do memes. So go over there, check that out if you haven't already. Helps me out. But other than that, I'll move on to one other thing. So I'll keep this up on the screen for the time being. So I've kind of decided how I want to use this second channel. Because I was thinking before, I could cover popular things that come out and get views that way and move that over to the main channel and all that, but I've changed my mind. I might cover things that come out that really make me want to talk about them, but what I'm mainly going to do is I've decided that I would like to bring games onto here that I want to cover on the main channel and use this to... Right, hold on. I'm getting distracted by this microphone software I've got in the background. I thought I could just keep it on, but I can't. I'm just hearing myself speak to myself, and it's distracting. Right, back to it. I'd like to use this second channel to cover things that I'd like to do full-on presentations on, like I'm showing right here, and use that to help document what it is that I would like to say in the videos, because whenever I'm writing scripts, what am I going to be doing? Right now I'm doing Tomb Raider, and that's coming along really well. I made a slight change to how I wanted to work in general, because during the making of my last video, I was kind of trying to balance that with doing this second channel, and the second channel was taking way too much time. It was taking way too much time for me to keep up with the main work. It took me 4 months to make this video that we're watching here, and I wasn't happy with that. I was not happy with that at all. So to speed things back up to roughly about... Because I don't mind if I take 2.5 months or so to make a video. That's fine by me. It's a fucking miracle if I can do it in a month or so, but essentially what I wanted to do was just focus on the main channel for a bit. And since I'm getting a lot closer to actually finishing my next upload, I can now relax a bit and be cool, I think we got a system, but I had to think about how to use the second channel. So yeah, my idea is, because I really want this channel to be a community thing as well. I want people who like I want people who like my work to come on over here and and we just get to interact a little bit more. I want to interact with my audience more. I want to develop a bit more of a relationship with people who watch me. Because I've spoken to people who have commented on my stuff as well, and I've had full-on conversations with some folk who watch me, and it's awesome. I love it. I'm reminded as well of some of the people who have found my work as well, my Shady Night video. One of the guys behind that game found the video, and they reposted it on Twitter, and that was amazing. It happened 2 times before as well. I think it was my Bionicle video that got that as well. Like, the guy who made the mod for that found my channel and was like, yo, I'm going to repost you on Twitter. And there was one more. Who was it? It was the Go Mecha Ball guy. And I was fucking stoked. It's so cool to just have that kind of engagement with people around this. It's a part of what gives me ideas of where I want to take my main work as well. I'm not going to talk about that right now because the first things first is like to get the main channel to take off, and that's what I've got to focus on. And that is why it's been a while since I've been on the second channel. So yeah, just to know that. But also, yeah, instead of keeping up like some regular upload schedule on here, I'm going to sacrifice that for the main channel. But anytime a game that I really want to cover crosses my radar, I want to do a video on them through here. First off, so it can like give people, what is it? A sort of deeper dive into what I actually think about games that I present. And also so it helps me write a fucking script for these things, because sometimes I get stuck. I was working on my Hotline Miami script because that's coming up after my Tomb Raider video, because that's what I'm working on right now, is Tomb Raider. But I was writing the script for Hotline Miami and I got stumped because it's basically my favorite game. I mean, like, Hotline Miami 2 is my favorite game ever. Like, it's my favorite game. But that it just still feels like a big deal to finally cover Hotline Miami, because I always try to reference the game as much as I can. Even like on my old channel, which I shall not name right now, I would just try and reference Hotline Miami at any turn I could get, as long as it's not too obnoxious, because I don't like repeating too many jokes in my videos or anything like that. I try to be a little bit subtle, a little bit buried, that sort of thing. But yeah, I just wanted to make sure I was getting this script right, because I know sometimes the stuff that I put up in my videos don't quite rhythm as well. So I was listening to my Hotline Miami video, my 6-hour-long Hotline Miami video, cramped with basically everything I think about both of the games. And it was what helped me kind of pick up some things that I liked to hear myself say in my long form video and apply it to my 5-minute script. So that's how I'm going to use the second channel now, is I'm going to take games that I would like to cover in the future and just blab about them while I play them at the same time. And that will help me work on my main stuff and also give folk who watch my main stuff a deeper look at what I was thinking at the time when basically coming up with like all these ideas of what I want to do with a video for whatever it is I want to cover. And in this case, that's going to be Shadow of the Colossus. So yeah, that's where I am with this channel here. And if for whatever reason you're new here and you don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, well, this is kind of it right here. If you haven't already, seriously, go check out my main stuff. I'll give myself a bit of credit here and say it's so worth watching. I put so much work into these 5-minute videos just presenting games that I love. I really want to shine a spotlight on games that just deserve more attention, and it's a part of why I really want to get big as well. I want this to be a full-time job, man. I just enjoy it way too much. It just makes me laugh, makes me smile. And then when I look back on it all, even like some of the cringier parts of my videos and stuff, it feels like a legacy that I'm building here. And I want to take it places. I really do. But yeah, hopefully that kind of puts into perspective where things are going to go from here. It's not much different. It's really not. I'll maybe try and make a sort of structured series out of this. I'll try and come up with like maybe a catchy title and all that kind of stuff, and it can act a bit like a behind the scenes, what's to come, all that. And also, yeah, like if anyone watching this, like let me know if you would like to see me make a presentation on like the game I'm talking about, or if you've got any suggestions. I will take suggestions, bro. Please do. But yeah, this is where we sit, and I guess without further ado, we'll jump in. So we should be all right. So, Shadow of the Colossus, man. This was a game that I've never played before until recently. It was one of those games that I've always heard people talk about ever since primary school. I'll never forget the first time someone described this game to me. They talked about a giant spider. And I guess I never showed much interest for it. I was always easily scared by games when I was younger. Like, it didn't matter what I was playing, whether it was fucking robots, like the movie IP Robots. Like, I would get scared of the enemies, or Charlie in the Chocolate Factory or something like that. Just anything that involved enemies that you had to fight, and I was done. I was a fucking pussy back then, bro. So naturally, games like this just didn't interest me because I was scared. It was simple as that. And then I guess as time went on, like, yeah, I'll just hear about it every now and again. I'd see clips of it every now and again, and eventually understand that it's a game where you fight giants. But what never really occurred to me is how interesting this game makes that. And we'll explore that. We'll explore it as we go on. Now, let me think, because I know of all the different versions of Shadow of the Colossus, because I didn't realize it was a PlayStation exclusive, actually. So, this is the PlayStation 2 version that we're playing, and that in of itself is kind of what really impresses me about this game. Is not so much the graphics. I think the game looks a bit dull, like, other than like the upscaled resolution, and I've made a few just a slight tweak to the colors, just to make it just a little bit more pronounced in terms of colors and all that. This is what the original game looks like, and while it's not particularly impressive right now, it's like okay, yeah, fucking PS2 game, what do you expect? It's more the giants themselves that impress me in this game, because they're so dynamic is the thing. I can't really think of another game. Oh my god. I can't really think of another game that does giants and stuff that does like scale in such a way that Shadow of the Colossus does, because the closest I can think of is maybe Breath of the Wild, and maybe their divine beasts and all that. But the thing about the divine beasts in Breath of the Wild is they're huge, and you have to figure out how to get onto them. They don't feel quite that dynamic, if you know what I mean. The divine beasts work more like scripted events, and they're more like buildings sort of thing. Shadow of the Colossus, their giants are alive. They roam and notice you dynamically. They adjust to what it is that you're doing in such a way. Not in the way that's like it's groundbreaking AI, just they react to you in gameplay in real time. It's so cool. Let's see. Hold on, have I just made a discovery right now? This isn't me playing the game. Is this just like a screensaver where you watch the horse run around? Oh, that's cool. Games don't do stuff like this anymore. That's cool. But anyway. Yeah, for a PlayStation 2 game, I've never, especially on the PlayStation 2, I have never seen a game approach scale like this. And we will explore why. We're not going to bother with cutscenes too much, although it does remind me of how surprised I was at how simple the story is, and I wasn't expecting it. The simple premise is you play as a warrior who wants to revive who I assume is his partner or sister or something like that. It's not really explained to you. I just naturally assume man, woman, they must be a relationship. But essentially, she's dead. This girl's dead. And my boy brought her all the way here just to try and bring her back to life, because this is like some ancient temple. We have a disembodied voice that seems to be a god of some sort. So my man's over here be like, can you bring my girl back to me? And he says, maybe. Seems like you got the right sword for it, because he's got like some ancient sword that's compatible with this place. He needs it to do this ritual to bring her back. And a part of the ritual that the voice tells him is what you gotta do is you gotta go kill some giants for me. And that's when the game starts. It's like, okay, I guess we're gonna go fight some giants. So the first thing that impressed me about this game when I first tried it out is how procedural the animation. Like, my boy runs lanky, right? Like, the dude almost runs like he's a little bit gay. Could anyone see that? It's just the way he kind of... It's his arms. It's a bit of a gay run, you know? He just runs a little bit fruity, you know? Fruity run. And it's kind of the same with the horse as well. Come on, get up. Get up. Thank you. There you go. And what the fuck? I didn't know you could do that. I didn't know you could stand on the horse. What is this? Okay. But yeah, no, the horse is procedurally animated as well. And that, for a start, was that's just impressive to me, because it's a PS2 game. You don't see stuff like that on the PS2. This game is very ahead of its time. The other thing that kind of draws my attention is, like, the world. 'Cause I remember the world getting quite a lot of criticism for being practically empty. And it's true. It's a very empty world. There's not really anything to do in this game's quote-unquote open world. You're really just going from boss to boss. And I think that's okay, because the journeys to, like, each practically level is not really that tedious. It ain't nothing. It's not nearly going to be as tedious as, like, Red Dead Redemption 2, where you're just traveling for ages and then you're stopped by things that get in the way all the time. It's nothing like that. It's more... Shadow of the Colossus does this sort of empty world thing as, like, an artistic choice, and it kind of works as well. Like, I sort of back it. But then we go into, like, the main thing that I like about this game. Like, I'm a fan of climbing games, right? And let me just adjust the microphone here, because I'm a little bit uncomfortable, actually. I'm a little bit uncomfortable. That might be a bit better. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, because like I'm a fan of climbing in games, especially if the climbing is dynamic, and that's the main focus of this game. And it makes me wonder if it's the reason why I think Breath of the Wild took a lot of inspiration from this game. It was a very influential game. Shadow of the Colossus. And I wish I was here for it sooner, is the thing. I wish I was here for it sooner. And the climbing feels pretty good. It's nothing that fancy. It feels similar to Breath of the Wild. Just it's a lot more... It's a bit weightier. It's more ragdoll. And it's that sort of thing that gives Shadow of the Colossus its charm. Is the character that we play as is so full of physics. It was a little bit daunting to me the other day, trying to get used to how the character works. The only thing that I changed about the controls, because, what was it, the jump button is on the triangle button, or the Y button, in Xbox terms. Or X button, if we're talking Switch. But since this is a PlayStation exclusive, we'll go with triangle. Yeah. The only thing I switched was like the bumpers and the triggers. I just swapped those two around. Just so it's a little more comfortable to grab onto things. Because that's what climbing is. You hold down the trigger to grab things that you can climb on. And then here we go. Oh, here we go. Looking at it now. So this is not a cutscene, bro. That's the first thing that I really like about this game. Is the fact that this is it. Go get that giant. And the first thing, so I've got a phobia of giant things. And what is it? Big open water, like big open spaces of water where you can't see what's beneath you and stuff like that. Is why I will never fucking swim in the ocean. I hate it. I think there's a giant shark out there. But there's something about this game that really touches onto that primal fear I have of big things. That thing is over there. It's roaming on its own accord. It adjusts to its environment. It's dynamically animated as well. And you're gonna see why. Holy fuck, dude. So I've never experienced anything like this in a game before. Nothing like... Well, no. Okay, you know what? That's a lie. There's other games. We'll talk about that later. Because right now, I got to talk about this game, man. Because you'll notice the way in which this guy kind of twists towards you. And you can see that its head watches you as you run around it and stuff. The birds that are flying around it. And also, on top of that, how dark and creepy this guy looks. Then they'll fling attacks at you and things like that. It's borderline a Dark Souls boss. The only difference between this and Dark Souls is this is not a hard game. But that's not the point. And I think the other thing is like all these clever little details that they crack. Because it's a PlayStation 2 game, let me emphasize. And I admire all of the workarounds that they do to like having these titans like crunch the ground beneath them and the like, and the way they'll like sort of slowly adjust towards you and try to reach you in their giant ways and stuff like that. I just love this game for that. Like, already this is going to be one of my favorite games. And I can't get over it, man. I can't get over these fucking things you fight in this game. Right, okay, so how does this work? Well, first off, my boy's gonna do a big fat swing at me and all that. And that's the other thing. When the attacks come at you, there is always that slight uncertainty of whether they're gonna reach you or not. And it's funny because they're not that difficult to avoid. It just feels like it because it's just that scale of this. You can rarely ever get these things sitting in the screen. they're living architecture, and that I gush about it. So some of the first things that this game teaches you, because this is very much just a tutorial boss, is once you start climbing on them, that's when they start reacting to it. They try to shake you off and use up your little stamina circle that you've got in the bottom right corner. And the more they shake you, the more they're basically like withering you down until you'll run out of breath and let go. And then that paired with the fact that, like, this guy climbs these things physically. It's all physics animations, and I love that. Look at the way my boy's, like, flailing on for dear life and stuff, trying to get a grasp on this fucking dude's leg. I admire this game so much for that. And it's not only because the game pushes this as well. Like, for every giant that you progress through in this game, they get, like, step by step more complex to deal with. It's so cool. This is the most basic guy that you're gonna deal with, and it just introduces new things bit by bit as you progress through the game. Right, I'm gonna get on with it now. And then I think my favorite thing is because this isn't really a combat game per se. It's more of a takedown game, and I love takedown mechanics, man, because the idea is you gotta climb these things, figure out where their weak points are, climb to their weak points like a platformer, and then use your sword to, like, line it up, build up the strike, and then just jag into them. And I gotta do it again to get these guys to react to the pain and then get down on their knees. And that's just for this guy anyway. But that's the idea. Figure out how these guys tick and then use what you've learned about them to progress into them farther. There was someone that I was talking to at work just today who described, because they've never played the game before, but a thing that they've heard people say about Shadow of the Colossus is the giants work more like levels rather than downright boss fights, and I couldn't agree more. It's so unique. And I've never seen another game take on this concept quite like this. I've just not. The closest I can think of is a game called Solar Ash, which I really like. It's like a momentum-based platformer. And every now and again, the game will have you taking on just these giant beasts, just like Shadow of the Colossus, and it'll make like a sort of platforming course out of them. It's just that that game does not capture the scope of this concept like Shadow. It just doesn't. I'm going to progress this boss a little bit now, because I'm terrible at playing and explaining at the same time. And you'll notice how the screen zooms in. It's like you have to charge the attack up. If you do it too weak, it's useless. You ain't dealing no damage. And that's what makes this game sort of a timing challenge as well. Right, let's see if we can get up you get. There you go. There you go. And then because of like the structure of these things, I love how they all have their own little platforms on them. I love how these guys also, like, they'll try all kinds of different ways to shake you off as well. So you have to manage your stamina when climbing these things. And all it is, at least for this guy, all it is you gotta climb on top of him and find the weak point on his head. And that's the point that really deals damage to these things. Because all you have at your disposal in this game is a bow and arrow and your sword. And you probably could, and the funny thing is, you probably could spend your time just trying to whittle down, like if you watch the health bar in the top left, yeah, you can shoot these guys anywhere, and it does deal damage to them, and you probably could defeat them in that way. But it would take you ages. It would take you so long. The bow and the sword are used more like puzzle tools rather than flat-out weapons that you directly attack these things with. You don't fight these things like mobs. You fight them like puzzles. And again, just looking at that, the way... And this is how this game captures scale. The world of Shadow of the Colossus isn't all that impressive in of itself, even if, like, you were to look at everything in the background, right? It's not that impressive. And it doesn't capture any particular feeling. But somehow, through these guys themselves, the detail of their fur and the whole like, and the way that they move, and like these sort of wind effects, the dust, the birds flying around, it feels big. And that's so wild considering how they've captured that feeling through very limited resources. This is a PS2 game, for fuck's sake. Right, okay, let's deal with this guy now. We'll deal with this guy now. So there we go. You take out the sword, and the sword can reveal weak points to you. And then all you gotta do is line yourself up, and then just jag it on in. And then it just starts shooting out black ink and all that kind of stuff. Almost like a steam train in a sense. There's so many things that just capture that feeling of scale in this game. And then every time, once you defeat the guys, you get this fantastic animation of the things just timbering down to the ground like trees. It's a spectacle to behold. On a PlayStation 2 game. I admire it. I really do. I was looking at all the different versions of this game as well, because I saw what is it? There's the PlayStation 3 version, which is basically this version, just upscaled. I think the draw distance is a little better as well. I was thinking of getting the PlayStation 3 version and seeing if I can emulate that on here. But for the time being, it's the PlayStation 2 version. I don't think I can adjust the colors with the PlayStation 3 emulator like you can on PCSX2. But, what was it? I was looking at the PlayStation 4 version going onward. And I get that there's higher fidelity to it. What I like... Fuck it, before we go on, because... Yeah, this is what these videos are all about. It's just me diving into the whole thing. So, just a second, I'll be right there. We'll be right there. So I'm probably coping when I go into this, but let's take a look. I don't want to do a trailer. I feel like trailers are just rigged. Yeah, go on. I wonder if this will help highlight what I'm talking about here. So when it comes to graphics comparison, so yeah, I'll start right there. So like the main thing I noticed about like the remake version, which is basically the PlayStation 4 version, and it's the same on like the PlayStation 5. It's the same assets that it's using on here. So yeah, there's the classic version and then the remake. There's something that I kind of prefer about the classic version when I was comparing the two. Like right here, right now, yeah, you're gonna favor this one because it's just a little bit. There's a little bit more going on. But the main letdown for me, when I was looking at the remake, was the giants themselves. Notice how... Let's see if we can get a better view of this. There's something that I find a little more appealing about how these things are portrayed in the classic version. Because they're a lot more shadowed out. They're a lot more... It's less obvious, like, what the details on these things are, despite them being so big. While on here, you can practically see everything. You can see, like, the sort of rounded out, sausagey looking fingers over here. The details on them feel more basic because you can just see everything a lot easier. It's all too clear. I also noticed like a much more vivid emphasis on the light in the classic version as well. As much as I don't care for piss color schemes and all that, I do at least appreciate that there's this contrast going on in how they present the Titans themselves. They almost look like looming shadows, which I guess is kind of fitting because it's Shadow of the Colossus. While in here, it all just kind of blends together a little bit. Let's see. I don't want to go too far into this video because I don't know what all of the giants look like. To be fair, I like that the eyes are brighter on these things. But again, like, a lot of the details on them are too... Like, they reveal everything on them, while on here, it's darker. And it's, like, more difficult to sort of identify what these things are, and it's a part of what really leans into that giant depiction. Like, it's too big to comprehend sort of thing. Kind of like your Lovecraftian levels of presentations. Like, once again, you probably see what I mean. This is dark. It's dark and ominous and fucking... What is that thing? In here, it's like, you can just, I don't know, there's something that kind of puts me off a little bit with you can see that the skin textures here and all that kind of stuff. It's all too obvious. It's all too obvious, and it's probably the same sort of model, just rounded out as well. It's probably the same fucking textures, just upscaled or something like that. That the use of lighting is better in the classic version. And I guess I can't really deny it either. There's something about this silvery, this shiny sheen silver, almost building-like color going on with these things as well. Well, in here it's just a bit brown. Notice how, like, these white highlights going along. Let me try that again. It's like, if you notice, like, these white highlights going into the certain patches of these things' bodies as well. It's more artsy to me. It's more artsy to me rather than just flat out... what would you call that? Like, just real-time lighting or something like that? There's something that feels more edgy about the classic version. I'll tell you what I do like better than the classic version is the way the fur, like, brustles and stuff in the remake. And it is a part of what makes me wish I could play the remake version, kind of, sort of. But again, it's like, it's the same sort of thing. There's something more pronounced about the classic version, I think. I think it's more like this the way in which the hair looks in the classic version. It looks more almost spiky in a way. And I don't know, something like something about like the sky as well. And look, this is not really quite my art style. I don't care for it too much. I think it could have been done a little bit better. So I'm nitpicking is the thing. I am just nitpicking. Because I don't think you... Like, had I not really known about any of this, like, I would feel like I was missing out on much. If anything, I would have been like, ooh, this is cool. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else I really want to say. Basically, these things look fucking cool, man. There's a more deliberate act to how they light these things up compared to the remake, I think is what I'm trying to say. I think that's all. I think that's really all. Okay, are we back? I think we're back. Cool. This would be so much easier if I could just Alt-Tab out of the thing, but I guess because of the emulator I'm using, I need to be a bit more touchy about it. It's fine, it's not really that difficult. We're not really going to go into cutscenes again. It's like I said earlier, the story is surprisingly simple in a good way. Oh yeah, I think another thing I preferred about the classic version is just the way the protagonist here is designed. There's what is it? In the remake, he looks a lot more rounded, a little more... he's not as expressive either. It's because his face just looks a little bit sanded over and all that kind of stuff. He doesn't have much emotions. I remember first starting out the game, and one thing that I really liked about the first cutscene is just the way that my boy, like, lays his girl down on this table, and then he just has this so done look on his face, like, so done look on his face. It's like this, it's such a subtle expression of weight, basically. Like, yeah, this guy has seen one too many things or something like that. He's got one too many emotions in his mind. While in the remake, it really is just a default expression. I think that's another thing that, like, I'm just admiring right now. And I think it's like one of those clever things that the PS2 version does. It's again what impresses me about this being a PlayStation 2 game, is it kind of knows where to focus its resources into details and stuff like that. It's like right here, like this camera angle, I like how there's this illusion of expensive lighting going on, especially when you look at the guy that I'm playing as and the way that light sort of fractures off of the edges of his model and the like. Just all these fake techniques that help really sell the image that they're going for. Right, let's see. Is there anything else that I gotta do? No, not really. I will do the next boss, I think. Fuck it. I think we'll just kind of go from here. So, yeah, going back to like the tools that you have, all you got is your sword. Your sword helps you figure out where the next boss is by like using the light, and then it kind of like focuses in on the direction that you have to go towards. In this case, I gotta go to the floor. Haha, how funny. And then the bow, which is usually used for the boss fights and triggering certain reactions out of the bosses if you can hit them in certain ways or anything like that. It's very clever like that. It's a clever game. I think this will probably be like the most solid example of what it's like to travel through this world. I don't know for sure if there's things that you can find in the world that are beneficial to the gameplay. That's just the game explaining what save points are. So apparently you can increase your health and stamina and the like. But I think that mainly happens through defeating the Titans themselves, not necessarily exploring the world. Don't hold me to that, though, because it is still, like... I think this is maybe the third time I've played this game in my life. And I intend to finish it. This game kind of reminds me of Little Nightmares in a way. In the sense that it approaches its gameplay with a very cinematic feel. There's no inventory management. There is no side quests. It is one focused experience that is adamant about what it wants you to do and where it wants you to go to continue experiencing the game. And I think one thing that this big open world does kind of bring to you, in a sense, without it being a good open world game, is it does kind of sell to you, once again, this feeling of a deep and grand and big experience sort of thing. And I think it does at least suit the premise of the game. Places that you go to are always so big, and the architecture is always so... what's the word? What's a good word for it? Imposing. It's a game that makes you feel small. And it does that through the physical things that exist within the world. Everything you see around you is there. It's almost like that Elden Ring effect. Just nowhere near as impressive. I'm not saying that. It's nowhere near as impressive as that. World-wise, it's not. This game does giants better than Elden Ring does, at least. Okay, shut up. And then I'm thinking what I'll do once I've done this boss. Maybe what I will do is cover some of my favorite bosses that I've had to fight in this game so far. I don't know how many there are. I know there's more than 6 at least. I'm assuming there's like 10 bosses for you to fight. Though what I'm really looking forward to trying out is expert mode. Because that's supposed to make the game hard. And I would love to try that out in this game. Because like a hard difficulty I feel like would really suit everything that this game does. Apparently there's like a time trial mode as well, but I'm not really that interested in that. I think like the most glaring thing that I get out of playing this is just like the way the world sort of renders in. It is a little bit... I think what they try to do a lot of the time is use like this intentionally obnoxious lighting that glares over the screen to sort of cover the distance a bit. Just sometimes it's just... it can't do that. Oh, here we go then. See, once again, the size of these things, bro. It triggers me. Look at this thing. And once again, you can just hear that I'm just impressed all over again by the size of these things combined with how they move and how they react and how dynamic they are. None of this is scripted other than the thing like walking through the door, but like leave that alone. Oh, it's fucked. And I also love their designs as well. It's the way they look like castles fused with organic tissue or something like that. It's like, what if you took a castle and gave it limbs? I admire this game, man. And then that's kind of the thing that sort of... This is how the progression works in the game. There's always something new that every boss brings to the table. And in this case, it's using the bow. Because you'll notice how this guy's feet are glowing, and you're wondering, my boy's feet are glowing. Let's see what happens if I shoot an arrow at it, if I can. Oh, he didn't like that. It makes him stagger, it makes him drop. And that's the name of the game. You figure out what makes these things tick. And you can't hear it right now, but I also really like the use of music in this game as well. I kind of appreciate that, like, you would expect a game that looks as dark as it does to almost use, like, edgy music that's here to sound grindy and stuff. Nah, this is just a downright heroic tune that is playing here. Oh, and then once again it starts trying to shake you off and stuff, and it's the way the character flails around as well, trying to hold on for dear life. A lot of the kick that you will get out of this game comes from the presentation of it, not so much the challenge of it. It's the feelings that it invokes. And once again, all it's showing is this thing's head. And I feel like I'm in a big situation. It's not showing everything around you. It's not showing the entirety of the thing. It just shows you these... It's the camera angles and the specific details of these things. And I said it already, but you're not... Once again, you see what I mean. And then suddenly, this weak point isn't working anymore. What do I do? So now you got to figure out, so what am I supposed to do? That stumble was so cool as well. So one thing you can do that the game teaches you... Oh gosh. I love the way this character, like, stumbles according to the situation as well. It's what really helps you feel the experience. Provided you don't get... You can get stuck quite a bit, because at the end of the day, it is still a PS2 game, and it does have a little bit of that PS2 jank. I'm not going to deny that. But, momentum jump and stuff as well. I'm a big fan of momentum, man. Physics and momentum in games. Give me more of that. So yeah, another thing that you can do is, a part of solving how these things work is using the sword to point out where their weak spots are. Let's see if I can figure that out. Okay, so apparently we've got a weak spot somewhere in this direction. It's not like right here on the ground, but it's somewhere downward is the thing. So you kind of got to work out, okay, is that it there? Is that what it was pointing to? Do I know what I'm talking about? Oh, is that how the weak points work? They bubble up when you... Okay. I thought it was the sword actively points you to them. Which, once again, is fine by me, because, like, it is really what pushes you to physically explore these things. And try and traverse your way around them as they resist. And I think the more you charge these things up, the more damage you get out of it. Yeah, for sure. And which, once again, it's like, it's not directly difficult to play this game. It's just a hell of a big feeling process doing it. we go. I love this game. And this isn't even like the most interesting bosses that the game throws at you either. It's like the progression. The introduction of new things consistently throughout the game is brilliant. And instantly I was under the impression that I'm going to be playing a pretty short game. And that's fine. Apparently it takes maybe about 5 hours to beat the game. But many people have said, like, if your game is short, that's okay. It's okay if your game is short, provided that it's just giving you a hell of an experience doing it. It's just like the Little Nightmares games, and it's a part of what reminds me of Little Nightmares as well. Because they're also, like, very physicsy platformers. Very cinematic, they're kind of vague, and they feel big in a way. Despite not actually being so. I'm curious, so... yeah, attack the horse. The horse's fault. Yeah, I think the stamina circle is subtly bigger now. I'm noticing that the rim of it is touching the square, and it wasn't doing that before. So I think you grow your stamina meter as well as your health bar gradually as you beat the game, I think. I think that's how it works. Of course, if I'm going to do a presentation on this game, like, I'll have played the game a hell of a lot more. I try to finish games before I do a presentation on them. More often than not, I prefer to really know the ins and outs of a game before I cover them, but I've got plenty of time before I cover this game, because I'm still working on Tomb Raider, and then I'm going to be doing Hotline Miami after that. I was thinking I was going to do Hotline Miami 2 straight afterwards. Like, I want to do both of the games individually rather than, like, pack them both into one video, because as my favorite games, I think I just think they deserve a hell of a lot more attention from me. But instead of doing Hotline Miami 2 straight after the first one, I'm probably gonna do something else, because I don't want to stress. The reason is, the reason that I wanted to do one game after the other with Hotline Miami was because the second game is 10 years old now. This is the year it turned 10, and that's wild to me, considering it's my favorite game. It's been my favorite game since the beginning. Since before, because, like, Hotline Miami 1 was my favorite game until the second game came out. And yeah, it's a big feeling, the fact that that turned 10. So I thought, I gotta do something big for Hotline Miami. But I'm realizing with the time that I've got left this year that I'm gonna be stressing out a lot trying to cover both of the games before the year's out. So I figured what I'll do is I'll do the first game. It feels fitting enough. And then sometime next year, I'll do the second game. Because I kind of want to get some Rockstar games in as well, especially because supposedly GTA 6 is coming out next year. I want to cover Red Dead Redemption 1 and use that video to roast the fuck out of Red Dead Redemption 2, because I think it was just a few weeks ago, I think sometime last month, I finally finished Red Dead Redemption 2 for the first time. And I hate that game. I actually hate that game. But we don't gotta talk about that now. I'll think about making a video about that on the second channel at some point. Maybe while I'm covering Red Dead Redemption 1, because that's another game that I want to cover. I want to cover Red Dead Redemption 1. I specifically want to do GTA Chinatown Wars. That's my favorite Grand Theft Auto game. And maybe there's Bully, which is an amazing game, but I don't know if I want to cover it. But I do know that the main two games from Rockstar I want to cover is Red Dead Redemption. I want to do Red Dead Redemption first, and then Chinatown Wars. Preferably, I want to get both of them done. I want to get both of them done before GTA 6, which is not going to be that hard, innit? Everything comes before GTA 6. I think one really cool thing to do would be to line up my Chinatown Wars video with the release of GTA 6. Because I managed to do that for Sonic Frontiers when I first started up my new channel. And it kicked off my career with a fucking bang. It was amazing. Right, I better go find my way to this boss. I'm wasting time. I'm wasting time talking about myself. How dare I? It's okay. I trim out the boring parts in these long form podcast style monologue videos. You ain't got nothing to worry about. Okay, so this is a boss that I really wanted to do, because this is one of my favorite ones. I like this guy. This is one of the bosses that creep me out a bit. Oh, let's do this. We're just gonna fruity run all the way over there. Running fruity. Fruity run. The fruity. I run fruity and I go to the bridge. Yeah. Sorry. I'd love to see another game like this one day. Because I know there's games like Titan Souls. Is there any other games that do this sort of thing? I don't know. But Titan Souls is the main one I can think of. That's just basically Shadow of the Colossus, but it's like top down. It was a Devolver Digital published title. Definitely inspired by this game as well. Yeah, nah, I love this thing's design. But those fucking beady eyes, bro. Look at him. He creeps me out, man. Fucking hell. Oh, I love it. And then once again, it just comes down to, how do you solve these guys? And then it's just a matter of like, you just kind of bait them out, see what they do, see what the idea is. He stomps, he thwomps. I think the most intimidating attack this guy does, and it does catch me out sometimes. It's his fuck off slam down to the ground like this. It's a fucking earthquake, bro. And then you realize, oh, what I gotta do? Run up his thing. Oh, what a big feeling this game is. What a big feeling. As much as I really like the thrifty fur in like the remake, this still looks cool, man. This still looks cool. Climbing up their fur and all that shit. The game really does feel like this elaborate hunting sport. It reminds me of, what was it, Carnivore's Dinosaur Hunter. Just, you know, that game is nowhere near the grand scale that this is, but there is something that I like about just that feeling of hunting things in games as well. It just feels like this fucked up sport of let's go get the giant. And then the process that is of managing your energy and all that. And lining up your attacks right. And timing it as well. With the energy they have to try and shake you off. It's just a flat out rodeo. It's a rodeo with swords. What if rodeo but swords? So once again, their weak points wear out if they've got multiple weak points. You've got to make sure that you tackle every part that this boss requires you to do. So now you've got to work out, okay, well, where's the next weak point? I know, but like, as a person who didn't know, I'm gonna assume it's on his head. So I'm just gonna be like, okay, let's see how much higher we can climb this guy without him shaking me off. And I also love that like climbing takes up stamina and standing still doesn't, but the risk of standing on solid ground is they have more leeway to shake you off if you don't have anything to grab a hold of. It's such a dance of conquering these fucking beasts. Apparently there's like really fancy ways that you can take on these things as well if you can use your momentum right. Just I have no idea how to do that right now, but I would love to figure it out. See if there's any like shortcuts. Oh, it's great. And again, I just love that ongoing theme of like, they're half building, half living creature. Yeah, there we go. Get is up there. Get is up there. Oh, I love it. It's like such an engaging struggle, just trying to get up on top of these guys. And they're clearly struggling to get you off as well. And that wind up before you just... Come on. You ain't getting rid of me. And then just that wind up of lining up the sword and then just plunging it in there. Oh, it's psychotic. What a game, man. And I'm running out of stamina because I've been clinging on to the guy for too long. So I'm there like, okay, I better go find some solid ground on this dude. Which is on his upper back because my boy got a hunch. There we go, we're all good to go. We'll climb right back up. It's wild because when I tried out the remake of this game at a mate's, I could not imagine how a PlayStation 2 could... I thought, like, the mechanics had been revamped or something to make the climbing more interesting or something. No, this is just... This is the game it has always been since the beginning. How did a PlayStation 2 do that? And once again, it's the same thing. The details are in the bosses, not the world that we're seeing in the background. The world in the background looks like shit. And yet I'm still just so impressed by the foreground. Where the game stubbornly places its focus. It's so clever. There we go. That's a good angle right there. This guy's done. Wait, is he still alive? Stubborn. There you go. And even, like, beating this guy for a second time, it's still just so satisfying. What a game this is. I never imagined a PlayStation 2 could do this. And now I get the hype. The hype that... the hype that I missed out on over fucking 20 years ago or so. Didn't this come out in like 2005 or something? And it feels like, in terms of how the game plays, it feels like I'm playing a modern game. Shadow of the Colossus, it was ahead of its time. And I didn't even know it. And then, yeah, usually, like, the cutscenes, basically, like, there's a few cutscenes that sort of develop the character a little bit, but for the most part, it is just you're teleported back to the temple, and then you're just told where you're going next. It's basic, and it's allowed to be. Games don't need to be that deeply written if they're... especially not if they're just a fucking mesmerizing experience like this. But yeah, what I'm gonna do is switch over to my save, and then I'll do one more boss, and I know the one I want to do, because it's the one that fucks me up, man. Good. So I've defeated 7 bosses so far. Though it does still only feel like I'm only halfway, so I'm hoping that there's maybe 15 to 20 bosses, maybe. I don't really want to do my research on the game right now, just because I'm experiencing it for the first time. But yeah, once I beat this game, and I will beat this game, and I'll probably beat it again, and I definitely want to try out expert mode. I also want to just kind of scour the internet for, like, what other people think about this game and see what if I can apply some of that to writing a script for it. I might do this after Hotline Miami. But that can change. What I'll do is I'll cover... over time, I'll cover some other games on this channel. And just kind of have them up there for consideration as well, so I can come to a conclusion. Because I love the idea of doing these videos so I can attach them onto the presentations that I make out of them. So folk can, like, click a link in the description to, like, get a much deeper look at what I think of these games. Because that's the thing, I limit myself to 5 minutes when I'm making a presentation out of the games that I cover. And there's so much that I cannot say because I don't have the time. So I try to cover just the major stuff. What are the top things that I like about the game and what's the top thing that bothers me about the game. That's kind of how I do my cleverly stupid presentations. Cleverly stupid presents. And the other thing I can say about this game is the atmosphere is good as well. I do find myself kind of sinking in to the experience. Right, let's see. Where's the one that I want to cover? I think... Oh, I can't tell. Can't tell. Maybe B. It may be B. These guys. I like how you can see their faces in that, but it's difficult to tell which one's which. That looks like Castle Face right there. That one might be the boss that I just did. That must be the last boss that I did. Yeah, I know who that one is, so it's gotta be one of these two. My bet is not that one, but I think it's this one that we're going for. It would have been nice if you could, lay a marker on the map or something like that, but you can't. You've got to sort of work it out yourself. I'm not mad that the game requires you to think like this, but I can definitely see it being maybe a little bit outdated. I don't usually like when folk use that term, this thing makes the game outdated. It's not up to snuff with modern standards, and oftentimes the examples I find that being used for just dishearten me, man. Things like, oh, we need waypoints, oh, X-ray vision, oh, we need easier, we need things that don't require you to think in games. And it pisses me off when I see that. Yeah, I don't mind that if you want to replay bosses, you kinda gotta actually use the map and take a look at where you are and where you're headed, and just line that up with where it is you want to go. I think this is the boss I want to show off. I'll recognize it instantly when I get there. That's the other thing I like about Shadow of the Colossus is the landmarks. They stand out from one another. It's easy to tell what locations are what when you get there. Okay, it's not this boss. Instantly I can tell just because of the layout of all of the arena spaces stand out significantly from one another, and that's very helpful, especially considering the lack of HUD tools and things like that you have to work with in this game. So if it's not you, it's definitely not you. It's definitely not you. It's definitely not you, and it's definitely not you. It's not you, and it's not you. So I guess it's this guy down here then. That's fair enough then. I don't think I can speak too highly of how distinguished the Titans look from one another. I wouldn't say any of them look particularly iconic, apart from maybe the last boss that we fought. That one's quite distinguished, simply because of its creepy face and its lanky body. Looks like it's part of a creepypasta. I think all of the Colossi, as a collective, though, still stand out from anything we've seen in any other game, at the very least. Are we headed the right way? I think so. It looks like we're kind of getting the right idea. Bit difficult to tell, though. It is a very low resolution map. I think we just got to slant off to this direction a little bit. But once again, I don't quite mind it. I always hate when I see reviewers criticize a game because it's basically making, well, the way they put it is like, it's a little bit hard when the game requires me to do things myself in a game. It's basically what sometimes you'll catch a person say. Not exactly like that, but you know what I mean. And I hate when they do that because it's like, look, there's a difference between a game making you think and a game being impractical. There's a difference between the two. There's a difference between a game wanting you to play it the way that it was envisioned and poor execution. I'm reminded of Jak and Daxter for some reason, specifically Jak 2. And a criticism that game got a lot in terms of how it uses guns in Jak 2 is a lot of people complained about the game not having a strafe button. And I was like, no. You entirely misinterpret what Jak 2's combat is. It's platforming shooting. It's designed to work with the moveset. You use the guns more of as an extension of your moveset. That's how you use it. It's not supposed to be like Ratchet and Clank. And if ever we saw the day that we get Jak 4 and they started using strafing mechanics rather than that amazing blend of platforming moves and using your guns, it'd be over. I'd be like, okay, no, I don't care anymore. And people criticize the Jak games for not making the gunplay more traditional like that. And I'm sorry, that's an invalid criticism. I love the idea of the navigation tools in this game. How it is just look at the map, and the idea is you're supposed to distinguish each of the bosses by their faces. And that's fine. It's just that it's just the resolution is a little bit low and it's slightly difficult to tell. Going back to my point that they're not the most distinguishable from one another, especially the humanoid ones. The humanoid ones don't particularly stand out from one another all that well. It's just a good thing that not all of them are humanoid. And what's more is, they're definitely distinguished in terms of how you fight them, at least. How you tackle them. I don't think I'm in the right place. No, I'm not. No, this is, I know this one. I'm not going to show off all of the bosses or anything like that. But is that who this guy is? Doesn't look like him. So then that would mean that it's gotta be this guy then. It does kind of make sense. Okay. This is how I'm going to speed up the process. I could travel all the way out and then go all the way over there. The journeys themselves are not particularly long, but that would take maybe just a bit. That would just take a bit too long. So we'll start from the center again. I wouldn't mind if they allowed you to fast travel back to the center in some ways. Maybe if you could use the save stones to do that. But all you can do with the save stones is save the game, but that's it. Otherwise, you do have to just hoof it everywhere you go. And unless I'm missing something, which is possible, because I know every time you beat a new boss, or rather every time you beat a boss, it always transports you back to the center temple. And that's a good thing. It helps just kind of speed up the process a bit. It saves tedium. And I think for that reason, it would be nice if you could just be like, look, I'm lost, I want to try again. Take me back to the temple at least. I don't mind the journey. Just give me a thing to relieve it a little bit if I get lost or something like that. Or if I don't want to hoof it all the way back just to try again. Right, so I think we're going here then. Let's give that a try. I think if we do come across a save stone, though, I will inspect them just to see if they don't transport you back or something like that. Right, so we're turning around 180. This game does kind of remind me of Zelda as well. Ocarina of Time or something. Twilight Princess. Riding Epona across Hyrule. It's got the vibe for it as well. I do feel like I'm just playing Twilight Princess. Twilight Princess seems to be a pretty divisive game. There are folk who love it and folk who really don't. I had a shot of it and I couldn't really stick with it. Because what is it? Some people say it's basically Ocarina of Time again, with like more updated visuals, and there are people who say that it's not just Ocarina of Time again. But, well, I guess it's kind of not, sort of. I can understand why people do say that. I understand why people say that. But I don't want to be one of those guys who also says it's just Ocarina of Time. Yeah, this is one of them saving stones. So, we'll see what you can do with them. Other than save the game. I don't like saving at these things, because it means if you reload, then you're just going to respawn at the stone. Yeah, all you can really do is just save. I'm not doing it. I'll try it. I'll try a different save slot. Just in case I want to go back. Yeah, no, you just save the game with these. Can you not, like, save the game when you pause? No, okay. That's fine. I'm alright with that. Yeah, there's not much else you can do with these. It does kind of drop back onto, like, this elephant in the room of, yeah, this is a big world with nothing in it. I get that that's what they're going for. I get that. And I'm not even mad about it either. It's only because it's not that difficult to get places. It's a process. It's a bit of a process, and I won't deny that. But it's enough to make me wonder if there was a better way to do this. Especially considering the fact that a lot of the progression is tied to following your sword to, like, the next story, the next thing that you have to do. That's why I was thinking as well, like, I'm surprised that this game never really got a sequel. Because these are the same guys who made, what was that one game called? Like, The Last Guardian or something? It's the one where you've got, like, that giant dog-like creature that you can climb on, and you play as, like, a wee child, and you're, like, traversing through ruins and things like that. Yeah, those are the same guys who made this game. They also made another game called Eco or something like that, which I'd never heard of before, but it's, once again, all three games kind of share that similarity in terms of, like, well, color scheme for a start, and the idea of climbing big things. But I really like how Shadow of the Colossus does this whole thing. And I'm surprised that it never really saw, if not a sequel, then at least like some kind of virtual sequel, if you know what I mean. Basically, another game that's structured like this, but done maybe in a slightly more optimized way. As much as I'm not really enthralled by open worlds these days, this kind of thing would suit a proper open world. A proper open world where you can actually explore it yourself and uncover secret locations and find bosses to take out yourself and things like that. I don't think a game like this would suit like finding new gear or anything like that. It's just not what this game is all about. It's not about that. This wouldn't suit being an Elden Ring game. I wouldn't ask for that. I would not ask for that. We've already got Elden Ring. I think we're almost there. I hope this is the one. And at least it's giving me plenty to talk about. But no, this isn't the one. No, I know this place, and this isn't it. Is it? Maybe it is, actually. I'm just checking. I checked that one. It's not that one. It's none of these. It is not. No, I know who this guy is, and it's not me. This guy is not you. Definitely. Okay, I think we are heading in the right place. I remember this was definitely the most difficult boss to find when I was first playing it. Which, once again, it's, I'm surprised that this formula hasn't been tackled again, because there's stuff that you could do with this that would... I understand when some developers, some dev teams and the whole like, only want to make something like this once and then move on to something different, but utilizing some things that they in the past they want to keep. They always want to try something different. But this is one of the few games where I'm like, you could make, if not technically a sequel, you could make something that does this again. I think we're getting there. Like, I would love a proper open world to get lost in and just dig around in what this place has to provide, and then being like surprised by all the things you can discover yourself. Especially with how interesting it is to confront these massive fucking creatures that roam the place, man. Right, here's hoping. Yeah, no, it's getting darker, like I remember. All I need to do is take a look at this place, and then I'll know for sure. I think this is it. Yeah, no, this is it. There we go, this is it. Once again, thanks to the world design, though. The environmental design? The architecture? It's so easy to tell where you are and what places are what just by looking at them. And oh my god, this fucking boss freaked me out. I couldn't deal with it. I could not deal with it. As much as I try not to give things away in the games that I cover, because I want to maintain that curiosity. I want to give my audience that sense of curiosity by not explaining everything. And I still kind of want to do that here, but this is a boss that I have to use in presenting this game because of how much it affects me, man. Okay, so first thing I'm noticing is reminiscence mode. I don't like that they put this yellow filter over this. I don't like that. I get that they're doing like a flashback thing and being like, oh, we're remembering the way that we fought this boss, but they shouldn't have done that. This is kind of fucking it up. But yeah, no, I cannot deal with it. This fucking boss freaks me the fuck out. Have you ever played a game that has a shark in it? And you'll dive into the water just to kind of test its boundaries or something like that, whether it's GTA 5 or Crisis or something like that. Fucking Subnautica, where there's just big giant sea monsters. And you'll kind of test those boundaries to see how far you're willing to push yourself into that danger zone of some big thing that's coming after you. That's what this boss fight is. And I'm one of those people who just can't do that, man. It doesn't look nearly as cool thanks to this shitey filter it's putting through it, making everything look piss yellow. God damn it. But hey. So what you have to do is you gotta swim out and confront it, man. And you can see the silhouette of it, and then once it takes notice of you, and it comes towards you, man. Oh, and it growls, man. I hate this boss. It's fucking me up right now, man. I can't not include this in my fucking presentation. It's making the water shimmer as well. I didn't think this was gonna affect me a second time round while recording it, but I can't fucking deal with this boss, man. I hate him. I hate this guy and I love it. Look at it. It's huge. I can't deal with that. Okay, I'll deal with that. So you have to get close enough to it where you bait it into surfacing. But if you let it get too close to you on its terms, it can shock you to death. Okay, that's the thing. Games don't scare me usually. But this thing terrifies me. This kind of stuff in games fucks me up. It's because I clearly have some kind of phobia of it. What's it called? I'm gonna Google it. Gonna Google it? The name for being scared of giants or large objects is megalophobia. So I must have some form of megalophobia, also combined with that fear of water. What is it? What's the name of fear of big water? What is the name of the fear of big bodies of water? That's a mouthful. The fear of large bodies of water, such as the sea or ocean, is called I'm embarrassing myself here. Thalassophobia. Thalassophobia. So I seem to have, what was it called? Gigantophobia. Megalophobia. So I seem to have a combination of megalophobia and thalassophobia. That is, how do you pronounce that? That's fucked. And that gets triggered whenever I'm in it, even when I'm playing a computer game that involves a big body of water and a big thing that's out there, and it screws me up. I can't deal with it, and I love this. I love how much I hate it. I hate this boss. And even once you get to the point of confronting the thing and you get to grab onto it, it still fucks me up because of what it does to try and combat you. And I wish this filter wasn't here because it's amazing. It's like a deep blue that everything is, and you can see all of the structures beneath you as well, and I can't cope with it, man. It's coming, man. I can't deal with this fucking boss. It makes me shout. It actually makes me yell. Okay, this is it. Try and grab this fucking thing. I can't. It's fine. Just keep an eye on him. Right, you know what I need to do? I need to show you the sound of this. I'm going to switch on the noise for this. I've got background music on though, so I need to switch that off. But once I do that, yeah, no, you've got to hear what this thing fucking does, man. And people are going to think I'm an outright coward as well, because they don't have these fucking things in their brains that says, big water bag, big water bad, big thing bad. And it's not even fast or anything like that, it's just big and it's coming for me. And it makes noise. I can't. It's like I refuse to go far from this fucking thing, man. I struggle. I should think about putting up shorts of like the more entertaining moments of videos, man. Do I have to go out farther? Fuck this. Absolutely fuck this, man. And I think that's what this game kind of starts to do the farther in you get, is it starts to play with, like, phobias that you may have. For one, it might be heights. I remember, what is it, like I mentioned earlier, the first time someone spoke to me about this, they talked about a giant spider. So it must play with, like, arachnophobia as well. And for me, this is the boss that actually breaks me, man. Trying to tackle this bullshit monster. Why? Yeah, come on then. It growls when I get close to it. I hate this thing. And it doesn't even eat you or anything. It doesn't eat you. It just see those like electricity. That's all it does to you. But I hate it. this thing. I'll be brave. I'll be brave. I'll be brave. Jump down here. See, now I can't see it, bro. Now I can't see it. No, get me the fuck out of this thing, man. It's worse when I lose control of the situation. This thing actually makes me judder, it makes me crack my voice, it makes me shout. Come on, man. Please. I don't want to swim out farther than this. Come on. Come on. Don't growl! Don't growl at me, please. Right, okay. Brave it. It's now or never. And that's like the bit of its tail that I've got to get. That's the bit of its tail I've got to get. There you go. And it starts dragging you underwater and shit. I can't deal with this boss, bro. It's my favorite one because I hate him so much. Good. I had to get that out of my system. You ever gotta just let out a good Do you ever gotta just let out a good get it off me? And again, it's like the game's not hard. The game's not hard. It's just... it's fucked up sometimes. Game's not hard, it's just good. Right, so if I remember right, this was this switches off its electricity beams. So you can then start making your way up the thing. There you go. I think the freakiest part is like once you get to the end and then it starts pulling stunts on you. Yeah, then it starts dragging you underwater and shit. It's not doing it now, but it's gonna. There it goes! It's going under... oh wait, no, not yet. But yeah, no, the thing will swim miles underneath the water. And it... I can't. Because right now it's just doing its funny little bobbing and weaving. Come on. Is that it doing it now? Yeah, no, it drags you into the abyss, man, and then you run out of stamina. Oh, God. I can't with this boss, man. It freaks me out the most. Get me out of this water, man. I can't swim all the way over there. Are you kidding me? And it's at this point as well where it's like, it can't do anything to me. It can't. But I can't see it and it's somewhere out there and it's going to come towards me. That fucks me up. Get me out of this water. There it is, man. I hate him. Why? Get me out of this water, bro. I can't do that.
I will. Just give me a second. I've always had a fascination with just giant things. And yeah, this game figured out that I'm gonna play this game one day. And as punishment for not having played it back in the day, this is what it's gonna do to me. It's gonna throw a giant thing at me in a giant body of water and have it growl at me and swim at me. And it's not even gonna eat me, it's just gonna swim at me, growling with beady eyes and be like, I'm a coming. It's once it takes notice of you, and then it's the way it orients itself towards you. It's like, there it is, and it, go, 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 go. And it's like how slow you move in the water as well. Then it goes down and does its fucking twirly whirlies and shit. And all I get is see the fucking abyss that lays beyond. And creepy weepy wriggly worm this fucking thing is. Fucking water snake. The mechanics of it is great, though. I like that you gotta grab onto it before it goes underwater. I like that you gotta run up it and make the most of your time in the air and you get to breathe. I'm surprised that it can't drown you, though. Like, all of the bosses don't really have the best time actually killing you. What all the bosses mostly do is just, like, really set you back platforming-wise. But otherwise, they're not, like, if you generally know what you're doing, they're not actually that much of a threat to you. It's why I'm really curious about expert modes. This guy just really scares me, though, because I don't like when he drags me underwater and I'm drowning, bro. Right, so I gotta hold on as he's doing his bullshit, drag me underneath. There you go. Like that their eyes change color. That's pretty cool. Jesus, it starts swimming down, man. It's so funny because it's like this. It's not hard. It's just scary as fuck to me. Even the idea of that thing sinking so down below where I can't see, and I can't stand that, man. You know what it also does as well? It, like, you know how you get pierced by souls and all that kind of stuff later? When you beat a boss, this one holds it back and it keeps you in tension for particularly longer before it decides to get you. And it goes quiet. Why does it do that? It knows what it's doing, bro. I fucking hate it. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done.